Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her?
There you go. So those branches are who? Us, Israelites, man. They were taken off because of our wickedness. So we were cut off, Heavenly Father.
Right, we've been plucked, right, with other nations, scattered. The boar out of the wood doth waste it, and the wild beast of the field doth devour it. Return, we beseech thee, O God of hosts, look down from heaven, and behold, and visit this vine, and the vineyard with thy right hand have planted, and the branch that thou madest strong for thyself, it is burned with fire, it is cut down, they perish at the rebuke of thy countenance. Right.
A lot of our people, they don't like rebuke, man. It's good to get rebuked so you get corrected. So when you read that parable, it's talking about us, not talking about heathens. And you know what, even just that one scripture, Psalms 147 and 19, that's enough. Malachi 3 and 6. But they're so passionate to save master, you got to keep going over it. But it's edification for our people that want to know. Alright? We don't care about the rest of you Edomite saving niggas, man. Right?
But number one.
I'm gonna read this first.
Nehemiah 1 and 8. Remember, I beseech thee, the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if ye transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations.
There you go. Scattered among the nations. So then, imagine a tree, you chop the branches off, throw it that way, that way, that way, that way. You know, unless someone picks it up, puts it back on the tree, and does some kind of tree surgery. Well, we do have tree surgeons, right? There you go, man. Take them branches, graft it back in, then you're whole again. That's why the Latinos, well, let me not say Latinos, the Northern Kingdom, they're in Kennington a lot, yeah? They got this summer thing they do. They don't even know that we're their people. A lot of them look down on us, man. You see? But you know why? Because we were scattered. Because they were taken out by the Assyrians, and we went into Africa. That's it. And like the brother said, serpent deceived them.
Because if you look at the Dominican Republic, the Dominicans, they look down on the Haitians because of that, because they believe that because they're light skinned, they're better than the darker ones. You understand what I'm saying? But I know for a fact that a lot of the Dominican women, they're jealous of the Haitian.
And then after that, you know the guy goes.
And anyway, a lot of the Dominican women, they're jealous of the black women. A lot of guys like the black women more than the light skinned ones. You know what I'm saying?
Is that it?
Yeah. And listen, so this is a precept, Jeremiah 2 verse 21. Yeah, yet I have planted thee a noble vine.
Beautiful.
Holy a right seed.
Yep.
How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
And look, Yahweh is my witness. I thought about that scripture yesterday, man. You know, and the reason why I thought about it, I don't know if I saw a 2/3 with his pants hanging off his ass. Totally, yeah. And that's spiritual because they call it sagging, innit? Yeah. But if you turn it the other way, it says niggas. That's what you are, man.
Isaiah 5 verse 1. Yep. Now will I sing to my well-beloved a song of my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved have a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, right? And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. Right? The vineyard is the Israelites. The fruitful hill is talking about the land of Israel. And he fenced it and gathered out the stones thereof. The stones is these heathens, the Canaanites, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, which is the name of the Lord, right? Tower, right? And also made a wine press therein, which is the truth, and the laws and commandments. And he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes, other philosophies and other like idolatry practices. And now, O inhabitant of Jerusalem and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, between me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard than I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the head thereof, and it shall be eaten up. That's why it says Jeremiah 14 verse 2, it says your vineyard brought down.
Gates language.
The gate language, that's it.
Yeah, that's the leadership. Yep.
I will take away the head thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down, and I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. And I will also command the clouds that they rain nor rain upon it. But the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah is pleasant plant. And he looked for judgment, but behold oppression, for righteousness, but behold a cry.
There is.
And that tells you who the vines are, man. Tells you who the vines are.
There you go, man. That's it. And that's why, listen, I'm telling you, you could try and read this book and try and think you'll understand it. Unless you're taught by men and Lord, you definitely not going to understand it, man. Right?
You wrestle to your own destruction.
Yeah, you wrestle with it to your own. Yeah. It's preach that way, yeah? Alright. Let me just read this one first.
This is Nehemiah 1 and 8.
Let's just recap. The tree is us, the branches is us. We got scattered. Alright, the Lord turned his back against us. Sent his son down. You niggas hated him. Alright, you gave him up to the Romans. You said the only king we have is Caesar. Alright? And then he died and he rose again. And all power was given unto him. And that's why we're here today, man. Without that sacrifice, oh well, why didn't the Lord could have done it this way? The Lord can do it once. He's in charge, man, not you, man. That's the kind of wickedness that comes out of their mouth. Remember, we was in Peckham, and that guy said, I said, listen, the kingdom's gonna come. Remember, sickle cell 2-pack?
Oh,
Yeah. And you know what he said? Well, why is he hurrying up?
Here's the patient of the saints.
Hey, sickle cell anemia 2-pack, man. He's skinny, because he had sickle cell like me. And he's skinny, man. He look.
Like 2-pack.
And that's spiritual. You know what I'm saying in the car? That most people sickle cell look tall, skinny, but ill. You could tell he had sickle cell, but he said, well, tell the Lord to hurry up. Wicked, man. Hey, he just condemned himself, man. Wicked. Sorry, who's reading you?
Nehemiah 1 and 8.
Yep.
Remember, I beseech thee the word that thou commandest thy servant Moses, saying, if you transgress, I will scatter you abroad among the nations. But if you turn unto me and keep my commandments and do them, though there were of you cast out unto the utmost part of the heaven, yet will I gather them from thence and will bring them unto the place that I have chosen to set my name there.
There you go, man. That's in our land. The Lord's going to put us back in that land. We're only a remnant of our people, man. That's it, yeah? Alright. Bring that out. And then I want to
Just going back to the New Testament. Romans 11, verse 15. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be but life from dead? I'll read that again. But if the casting away of them, meaning the casting away of the Jews, be the reconciling of the world, which is the Israelite foreigners, reconciling of the Israelite foreigners, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? Right? It's in the Jews, right?
Why does it say dead? We're in a dead state, man.
Exactly.
They're dead bodies, isn't it? We're lying in the street.
Yes, because they were dead, they're going to be brought back to life, like they're going to be resurrected. Because now they're alive in Yahweh Shine. Right? So it says, for if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. So the root, talking about the Jews, they're holy. So are the branches, the Israelite foreigners. Right? And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou means some of the branches be broken off, right? Some of the Jews be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, the wild olive tree talking about the Israelite foreigners, because they were brought up in the wild among the nation, was grafted in among them And with them, partakers of the root and fatness of the olive tree, right? So they can be grafted back in. Boast not against the branches. So Paul is telling the Israelites in Rome, saying, don't be boasting against the Jews in Jerusalem just because this gospel has been turned onto you. So don't be all jealous that the Lord is moving them to jealousy by bringing this gospel to you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mean to go. It's almost like Yahweh's plan. He's trying to play both sides. He's trying to play the Jews and then the Gentiles, trying to say, listen, I'm going to bring in the Israelite foreigners in Jerusalem so they can keep the Passover. And that's what's going to move the Jews to jealousy and say, what the fuck are they come around thinking that they want to us? And everything like that. They're thinking that they want to us. And how the hell are they going to try and be one of us? And say, oh yeah, and Paul is teaching them they don't have to keep the law and everything like that. Say, what's this about? They say, oh Paul, how can you teach them not to keep the law? They say, yeah, because they don't have to keep the law yet, it's about faith. And let them faith and then they keep the law come next. Or let no man judge you in meat or keeping of a Passover or Sabbath day. So that's what the whole thing was about. And then that's what the Jews had a problem with Paul. So how you going to tell them come up in here and they're not, some of them are uncircumcised and that, man. Make them circumcised, man. The Paul is like, don't understand what this is about, man. It's faith, I'm trying to teach them, trying to make them rooted first, grounded and built. Then they can keep the law and everything.
Exactly. So at one point, continue. That's at one point. Like when you go to a new job, you have an induction, right? And then when you do the induction, they tell you what's this, what's that, and you ease into that process. And then, if you like the job, you continue, and then you give it your all. Same with Israelite foreigners, man. Oh yeah, you're Israelites. All right, I accept it. You ain't. Where's your fringes, brother? Yeah. Where's your fringes? Where's the border of blue? Right. No. You gotta build them up first, and then the faith will show by it works.
Right. That's what Paul's. That's why there was such. It wasn't no small matter. It wasn't no small matter that Paul was coming in. That's why everyone was trying to kill Paul. Because Paul was teaching against the ancient tradition. If they're not keeping the law, they're meant to be cast out of the congregation. Yeah, that's what the Pharisees were keeping. They were strict on that. They were very harsh on that. And that was the law of the people. And Paul was teaching against that. So that's why everyone was trying to kill him. You know what I'm trying to say? It was like a bad example. You know what I'm trying to say? And they say, read it on. Boast not against the branches, though. Don't boast against the Jews, right? But if thou boast, thou bearest no root, right? But the root thee, right? So, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee, right? So you're not bearing the righteousness, right? So thou will say them, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. So that's what they're supposed to say. You're meant to say, listen, the reason why they broke off is so I might be grafted in. That's the humility that Israelite foreigners gonna have. Alright? So, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. And thou standest by faith. So Paul is telling them, because of unbelief, they were broken off. That's why Yahweh Shai said, listen, I'm going to turn to the Israelite foreigners because you motherfuckers, you don't believe it. You're not with it. You're not seeing it. Understand? Yep. So it says, well, because of unbelief, they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. So the Israelite foreigners, they stand by faith. The Lord didn't even look like Israelites. So they didn't have no records to prove they're Israelites. The only thing they stood by was what? Faith. Be not high-minded, but fear.
All of that.
Alright? So that's why I said that majority of the Israelites that get delivered are going to be of denominations. But if the Most High spare not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold therefore the goodness and severity of the Most High. On them that fail severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shall be cut off. Right.
You know what? It's like to make a point. You have that today, where the Israelites in West Africa, they look heavily down on Benjamin, man. Heavily, man. I'm telling you, when I was, but I thought about this the other day, in school, if you said that you were an African, they'll beat you up, man. They'll tease you. So it's a two-way street. But in this country especially, them Israel in West Africa, they look heavily down on them, man. If I brought a white woman home and said, she's gonna be my wife, my parents would accept her more than if I brought a Jamaican girl, you know? Like, that's how, I'm telling you, man. That's how wicked our people are, man. I'm telling you, man. Alright? And it's funny, long story short, when years ago my dad got in trouble at work, he had the police come over, and they were coming over, and he said, got something in the house, take it away, blah, blah, blah. We had a neighbor on the left who was a cracker, they didn't help us. Neighbor on the right, cracker, please help me. No. 2 doors away, we had neighbors, and they said, yeah, of course. And they came over, and they took the stuff, and they kept it for us. Where do you think they were from? Jamaica. Home is where the heart is, man, and family's family, man. All right? And a lot of them Israelites are going to get killed simply because of that. Because they're hating their brother without a cause. That's it, yeah?
And people show that they know who those Gentiles are. In my Bible, verse 17, they've got...
So what scripture is that?
Romans 11:17, he talks about the branches broken off. They've got the precepts in there for Jeremiah 11:16.
There you go.
They put that in there.
You see? They're helping this truth, man.
But yet still they'll teach that the Gentiles are not Israelites.
Everyone, yeah? That's it. You got that one, X. Let's give that as an example because the brother made a point. The best Bible to get is a precept Bible, man. That's a precept Bible, isn't it? Or they call it reference Bible. A precept is one scripture that backs up another, right? Now this backs up what the brother is saying here.
Acts 2 and 5.
Wait. Yeah.
And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
There you go. We read earlier on that we were scattered. Jews under every nation under heaven. There's more there.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man had heard them speak in his own language. And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue wherein we were born?
And by the way, the Christians think that tongues is in the name of Jesus. It's talking about languages, man. It said Jews from every nation under heaven. So they had different languages, but the Lord put a spirit on them to understand each other. There's more there.
Parthians and Medes and Elamites and the dwellers in Mesopotamia.
There you go. It says Elamites who are who? Mr. Patel, isn't it? Mr. Patel and his crew, man. So among them, we had Israelites in Elam, see?
And in Judea and in Cappadocia and in Pontus and Asia, Phrygia and Pamphylia, in Egypt and the parts of Libya, about Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians. We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh.
And that's why you can tell the Lord is not dealing with these born again. Got a piece up?
Yeah. Zechariah.
You got a few? Alright, let me read this first. Right? Now this book, got more than? That's it, right? Now this book is, we have a book what's called The Negro Question Part 4. That's by Lee Cummins. You can find it on Amazon, and that's about us ruling Europe. But The Negro Question Part 2, this is about us living in West Africa, man. You read that page, the one that's highlighted. Right?
This is Black Jewish Empires of West Africa.
And it says Jews, we're Israelites, man, Jews. Remember the word Jew comes from the word Judah. That's just one tribe, man. Alright, see?
This is from Ghana, 700 to 1235 AD.
Yep.
You cannot bring up the discussion of the Empire of Ghana without mentioning the Great Bantu Migration, 60 million people, that took place in Western, Southern and Eastern Africa from 300 AD to 1500 AD.
See, and this brother knows that Bantu is like what? Broken Hebrew?
Yeah.
It's a corrupt version of that. Because the language we were speaking in Europe when we were ruling it, in this country, was English. Do we use that English now? Yay, yo, brother. You know, yay, this and yeah, Old English. Languages change over time, man. Okay?
Bantu was once the language that was spoken from Ghana to South Africa. Bantu was spoken in Ashanti, which is Levi, Lemba, also Levite, Kingdom of Judah on the slave coast, Congo and Zimbabwe.
There you go. And don't GMS London Central. Got one brother from Zimbabwe over there, right? This guy's a cameraman, I don't know if you know him. Right. He's from Zimbabwe and he's in GMS London Central. But we're scattered everywhere. Even the bar is from Zambia, isn't it? Yeah, Zambia. That's not in West Africa. But we were scattered, see?
And so it was that 60 million Bantu Hebrew Israelites speaking people over a 1500 year period flooded West Africa.
There you go. That's why most of them in West Africa now are Israelites, the majority. Like the houses in Nigeria, I always use the analogy, they're Africans. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the Shikiri, alright? People of Benin, innit? Benin, they're all Jakes, man. That's why you had that war, what was it? The war in the 60s? Yeah, the Biafra War. And one of the soldiers, he said, us Nigerians are like the children of Israel. He said, when the children of Israel put everything before God, God punished them with war, famine, disease, and that's what the Lord's doing to us. And I'm not sure if he knew he was an Israelite, but that was a deep statement. Very deep.
It says, why would all these people flee to West Africa? Some fled the Assyrian invasion of Israel in 722 BC. Some fled the Babylonian invasion of Israel in 606 BC. Some fled the Roman invasion of Israel in 70 AD. And some fled the Black Arab invasion of Israel in 640 AD.
That's a key thing he said, Black Arabs, because the original Arabs, Ishmael, were dark skinned like us. Alright? Ishmael was from who? Hagar, innit? And she was what? An Egyptian. There you go. Egyptian. So obviously, they're gonna be black, man. Alright, see? Yeah.
Right, this is about the Bantu Hebrew names. There's a town in the Congo called Congolo. The prefix con in Hebrew means settled, and the suffix golo means exile.
There you go. Now, isn't Ebola in Congo at the moment? Yeah. Flared up again, man. Yeah. See, this man knows your records, man. He knew who we were before we knew who we were. That's why he's doing all this shit to us, man. See?
Put the two Hebrew words together, you get settled in exile.
Oh, read that again. Read the whole thing, the Congo.
So there is a town in the Congo called Congolo.
Yep.
The prefix con in Hebrew means settled. Settled in, and the suffix golo means exile. Put the two Hebrew words together, you get settled in exile.
There you go. We were settled in exile, man. And our people are still over there catching hell, man. Especially in Congo, because all mobile phones, they got an ingredient, I can't remember what it's called. Consulate or something? You know, in Congo, they got a mineral that... Consulate, that's it. That...
Tungsten.
Oh, it's tungsten. Okay, tungsten. It's only found in Congo, you know. And they use it for laptops. They use it for mobiles. Without it, they can't make it. So why are those people poor? Why are they scrounging for scraps? Because they're Jakes and are under a curse. That's it.
Innit? Oh, praises to the Most High. Yeah, man.
Hey.
You think he's a Jake?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. Could be. Yeah. Hold on. I was, you know, when you were reading that, I was looking for my drink, my beer, because my mouth was dry, and because it's sunny, it's all gone warm. So I needed some refreshment, man. Because it's sunny, it went warm, right? So I said I'm gonna buy a drink. And look what happened. The Lord brought that to us, man. Hey, man, let's thank our God, man. He said, yeah, I was shy. The first thing I was going to ask you. Hey, the first thing I was going to ask you guys. Yeah. Hey, Brakata Yahweh. Brakata Yahweh. Brakata Yahweh. Brakata Yahweh. Brakata Yahweh. Brakata Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh.
One more.
Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh.
The Most High, clap for looking after us, man. That's why it don't matter what we go through, the gates of hell ain't gonna prevent this, man. This is gonna happen, it's gonna go down. It's just whether you're gonna be worthy or not, man.
Scripture says something about in your enemies being at peace.
That's it, when a man's ways please the Lord,
Proverbs 16.
yeah, our enemies will be at peace with us, man. So, if you don't know on the camera, we had a guy who was, look homeless, innit?
Yeah.
Scruffy, whatever.
He did as well, yeah.
Looked like an Edomite. Looked like an Edomite. Just came there and he said, Yahweh Shai, son of man, right, son of God, said, what did he say?
To
Please?
give you this. He said to give you this.
He said to give you this, but he said, he's pleased with what you're doing, he said. Something like that.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai said,
To give you this.
Wow, he said, Yahweh Shai said to give you this. The first one I was going to ask, do you know these guys? Do you know him? Have you ever seen him before? I've never seen him before, man. Hey, just bowled off.
Ain't it?
We shouldn't be shocked. We shouldn't be shocked. And guess what? That happened to your apostles last year.
Just about to say that.
Yeah, when the black guy came and said, he went right up to Apostle, I got a message for you, how you Shai. He's pleased with what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then he gave him money. There you go, man.
Gave me a big fat wad of money.
Big
fat wad of money.
Big fat wad of money, man. And so the Lord provides, but let's get back on track and keep doing the Lord's work, man. Right? Start from the top with the Bantu words.
Right, so this is like the Hebrew Bantu names. It says, there is a town in the Congo called Congolo. The prefix con in Hebrew means settled in, and the suffix golo means exile.
So we were settled in exile because we had to migrate into Africa. See?
So it says, put the two Hebrew words together, you get settled in exile. So it says, let's look at the Bantu word, Bar Congo, which means girded sons. In Hebrew, the word is spelled Bar, as in B-A-R, K-H-A-G-O-R-E, which means girded sons. Coincidence? So it says, did you know that the word Guinea is derived from the word Ghana, which means warrior king?
There you go, man, because we're warriors, man. And we've had to be warriors to go through this madness that we're going through, man. But the Lord's with us. See?
So it says, let's look at a few more Bantu words.
Yep.
Let's look at the word son in Bantu.
Right.
The word son is spelled Bena, B-E-N-A, or Bana, B-A-N-A, and in Hebrew, the word is spelled Ben.
So that means son. Like, if you introduce yourself, I would say my name is Yakal Bon Yahawada, because I'm from Judah. Alright, Bon, son of Yasha'Allah, which means Israel, man. And that's why in Europe we had names, whether we're in Holland or Ireland, we had Leon Mackenzie. MC Mc stands for son of. Alright? Same in Holland. We have people like Leandro Van Dyke. Van means son of. So that's clear that they had a royal wedding today. They're not royalty, man. They ain't no fucking royalty, man. And they had in the Windsor Castle. We built that, man. Alright? And that should anger you, but it should motivate you to read, man. Read about this while you can. See?
To say about that royal wedding, you know why they're not royal? Because that girl there, that girl is not a virgin.
God, that's right.
The prince is a virgin, man.
Yeah.
The prince is a virgin, just like the king is a virgin.
She's an Edomite.
I thought her dad's white.
Yeah, her dad is white, yeah. She's an Edomite, man. And by the way, Meghan Markle, when she became famous first, she was darker. She bleached her skin, man. Right?
Just say that.
That's right. Chocolate covered Edomites. Like Reggie Yates said his grandfather was from Ghana. And when they did the documentary showing his granddad was a cracker, man. Alright? And he looks like us. But yeah, he's an Edomite. Just go up to there and that's it.
So the word water in Bantu is spelled Mai, spelled M-A-Y-I.
Yep.
And in Hebrew it is spelled Mayim, M-A-Y-I-M.
There you go, man. See?
The word thanks or praise in Bantu is spelled Tondo, T-O-N-D-O.
Yep.
Matondo, M-A-T-O-N-D-O.
Yep.
In Hebrew the word is spelled Tonda. The Bantu word to play is spelled Seka.
Yep.
But in Hebrew, the word to play is spelled Sakak. The Bantu word for play is spelled Sakak. And in Hebrew, the word to play is spelled Sakak. But in Hebrew, the word to play is spelled Sakak. But in Hebrew, the word to play is spelled Sakak. God is Yahweh, and the Hebrew word for God is Yahweh Shai.
There you go. One more line of wisdom.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see that Bantu and Hebrew is the same language.
You have to debate, man.
There you go, man. Unless you're deaf, dumb, blind, and just ignorant, and the word ignorant is not to know, you know. And this is our heritage, and it was stolen from us, not because of them, that they're greater than us, because we were disobedient, man. Like a good father, you punish your children. But like you read before, our punishment's coming to an end, man. All right? And the Lord provides. We were talking about that in the car, innit? Pay one bill, another one comes through, man. But don't worry, man. The Lord does everything. He sorts everything out, man. Every single thing out, man. All right? But to those that fear Him, and if you love Him, you gotta keep the commandments. You get that, John 14 and 15.
So it's Zechariah 7 verse 14. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations whom they knew not. Thus the land was desolate after them, that no man passed through nor returned, for they laid the pleasant land desolate.
And our homeland is Israel, not Africa, man.
So it says, James 1:1, James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
And that's in the New Testament, man. Right? And we're still scattered. They had colonialism. All right? And by the way, the Northern King went to slavery too. There's a book called The Indian Slave Trade. Go look it up, man. And the Hispanics. What's that? Queen Isabella? She took, Queen Isabella, who funded, what's his name, Christopher Columbus expedition. He brought home Native Americans, man. Degenerates. Yeah, and he paraded them through the streets of Barcelona. Now, how did they get to Barcelona, man? What, did they fly on a spaceship? Huh? Was NASA there beaming them up? No. They went on slavery. Yeah, slaving ships. All right? But that shows you that book. Right? That shows you that the brother that did this book, the Lord had a heavy spirit on it, man. Because he's done, I think there's 6 parts. I've only got this one because it's about West Africa, and the 4th one is about us ruling Europe. And I guarantee you the 4th one is the best, man.
What's that now? The Negro Question?
Yeah, it's called The Negro Question Part 2, all right, by Lee B. Cummins, man. And it's only about £8. See, the Lord gives you everything we need, man.
That's right.
Hey, I call books like this Edomite Busters.
Right.
But them Edomites are just about
I like that.
John 8 and is it 8 and 44? Because that's all they can do. They can't tell the truth. They lie. When they say I'm not racist, I've got black friends, they're lying. When they say everyone's equal, they're lying.
That's correct.
When they say they went to the moon, they're lying, man. And that's why our people emulate them. They get jealous that the white man's got this and that, so they follow their ways, man. Like your great hero, Tupac Shakur, taking up reals by Jewish record label execs. I bought Tupac a vest. He loved leather vests. Hey, that hip hop is gonna kill a lot of you niggas, man. Oh, you got more, yeah?
1 Peter 1:1, Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of the Most High the Father, through sanctification.
Yeah. So like it's right. So stop first minute.
Of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, grace unto you and peace be multiplied.
It's the saints, right?
Right.